computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
Hello everybody and welcome to Life Through a Prism with your host Rob Tierney, and today we welcome back Merran Thurley, who is going to continue talking about her experiences with guide dogs. And how are you doing today, Merran?
Very well, thank you very much.
It's nice to have you back.
It's nice to be back.
So, who are we talking about today?
Today we'll talk about Tony.
Tony with a Y?
Yes, Tony with a Y.
Listeners, if you hear any bang, bang, bang during this episode, Kayla, Merran's latest dog, is like last time. She wanted to be part of it. So, when did you have Tony? When did you get Tony?
Tony, I came to me in September, October 91, and I brought him home at the end of October.
So when you brought him home, did you have to go back to mainland Melbourne?
Oh yes, I went to Melbourne for the usual 4-week course.
Yep.
And brought him back on the plane. I meant the first day out, he wanted to dump me off a curb, but of course, when you get everything right, and then you come home and you've got to start again to get them to know your own area. Well, he decided to make a real job of that for a while, but it just took a bit more patience.
So, because he was coming, he would have been from a bigger city.
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So coming to somewhere smaller. Having to relearn again. So, what breed of dog was he? Tony
was a Labrador Retriever cross. More Labrador than Retriever, obviously, but he thought more like a Lab than he did like a Retriever.
Okay, so what's the difference between, when you say they're different thinking between a Labrador
well,
and
the Retrievers seem to think they concentrate more on the people, the things that are going on around them, than they do on the actual environment.
Right.
That's the way it's been described to me.
And so a Retriever literally likes to get things, find things.
That's it.
So, did he, you mentioned to me when we were talking in the green room about he had a nickname.
He had a nickname, it was Mr. Cool.
Why was he called Mr. Cool?
Because Mr. Cool didn't talk to anybody, didn't re-interact with anybody unless it would, and only his own instructor. The rest of us, well, didn't mean anything to him at all, apparently. And he was a little bit older than the usual run, the usual about 2.5 years old dogs that I'd had. And he was 3.
Okay. Is that a normal thing, or is it a bit of an abnormal thing having one that's a little bit older?
Well, a little bit older means that there's probably been either a late start on work, or, well, they might have been out for just a little while and then come back again.
So, when he came back with you to Tasmania, what did he and you do? In adventure-wise, what were you up to?
Oh, well, the adventure was actually leaving home.
Okay.
Initially, because even going down Las Vegas Drive, so we could turn around onto Country Club Avenue to go down to the shopping centre, which was pretty news at that stage. Oh, he just wanted to dump me off a curb. Only did it once.
Oh, okay.
We soon got over that, but fortunately, at that stage, my instructor was still around, so he was able to give me a bit more information, a bit more tactics and things that I could use. So it didn't make me long to get him into gear, and I do remember telling him, mate, you're here for the duration. I'm not going anywhere, and you're not going anywhere either. So you and I have got to get this sorted out now, which indeed we did. And I wasn't assured that we had until the instructor came back in about 3 months. We were doing about early March, I think, to see how we were going, because they usually did a quick trip sometimes just to see how the latest animals were doing. And fortunately, he'd made it with me, which was good.
That's good. So in a working life, so you're still in your working life. What you mentioned that you had been a bit of a mentor to young children.
Oh, I had been. There was a couple of youngsters that had started school. Probably this would have been early 92. And I went into the classroom and spent the time, the lesson, say, or 2 a week. And you'd be there and you'd be right beside what was happening in class. And sometimes you'd have to say, come on, if you don't want to do English, like everybody else is doing at the moment, you got to at least give your teacher a chance. Things like that. And he maths was his thing, and he was very, very good with maths. But English and other stuff, well, a lot of that was silly.
So these were children that had limited or no sight at all?
That's right. Both the children that I dealt with at that stage had no sight. They were just learning Braille, of course, so that was another thing. If you were the one that was there in class, you were checking all the time on what they were doing.
Okay.
Just to make sure. We didn't have quite the sophistication. That was later years, I guess.
No computers or anything like that?
Not really into that, no, at that stage.
And did they ever ask you, because of their lack of sight, any unusual questions?
Yes, you would get unusual questions. Our little fella asked me one day, we were in classroom, what colour's the wind? And I had to explain that the wind wasn't any colour at all, but the wind made things move, and that was where the colour and the shadows and everything came from. He said, what things that the wind made move. And I thought that was going to be my only way of describing it, because I had no other way of doing that either. But and what did the grass feel like? And what colour was the grass? Grass is green. And the way I described that was, when you run outside and you got wet feet, or you got bare feet and you run on the lawn and it's cold, and a bit wet maybe. I said that's what green's like. It's a restful colour. And, so I had to find ways, other words that would give some idea of what colours were.
What else did you and Tony get up to? Sort of things what you were involved with?
I had been for quite a long time already in international speaking clubs. That in those days, I was in the stage, I think, about then, when they were trying to find another name for themselves and to try and succeed afterwards, and it didn't really happen, which was unfortunate. Everybody knew who Toastmistress was, but they didn't know what an ITC member would be. So that was it was good for me, because I had to do a fair bit of public speaking, some of it impromptu. And if you could get up and just say it without having to write it down, well, I found that rather easy to do, actually, after a while.
So did you, you've spoken, a lot over the years,
yes,
haven't
I have,
you?
yes.
Different things. So have you found that by doing that back then, that gave you the groundwork for what you talk about today?
Oh, yes, it certainly did.
What's the funniest memory that you have of Tony?
The funniest memories, there are 2 or 3, There was one, I'm trying not to laugh.
You can if you want to.
We went shopping every week or so. We'd be in town, and we went into, I think it would have been Fitzgerald's then, not Harris Scarf.
Okay.
And we went in there, and there was a display, and being near Easter time, we had a display of soft toys. Big, quite large soft toys. Tony spotted a rabbit.
Oh.
And he was picking it up, he was going to lift that one. And I'm not supposed to laugh, of course, but
well, not good having a shoplifting dog, is it? It's not really his job description, is it?
No, it is not. No, it is not. But
Did you have to pay for it because he grabbed it?
I don't know what happened about that, but I do know that he got a pair of fluffy slippers out of it to play with when we brought home. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh. Oh, there was.
And what else was another funny story you were telling me?
Oh, look, well, he was involved in this too. While we were in Melbourne one night, it was just Saturday night, relaxed, nothing really going on, and somebody said, "Oh boy, what's that stink?" I said, I think somebody's blown off. Yes, well,
Tony was on the baked beans,
was he? Yes, well, you might as well have said that. But, so, I mean, in the early days we did give them a lot of to eat, which was, oh boy, very windy stuff. But oh dear me.
So did you, it's different today, depending on where people are in Australia with being disabled or NDIS, National Disability Insurance Scheme, or age pension. Were you subsidised for the food back then, or was that you had to buy that yourself?
We were subsidised quite a lot for things, and I remember being involved in one stage for a reasonable time of looking after getting dried foods or around our particular group here, and especially in the northwest. And I even had the experience of having to get bulk lots over to King Island to one of our members who lived there.
How'd you pull that off?
Well, I had to make contact with the freight of the aircraft that would have been taking it over, and then advising him that I'd sent it after he had asked for a bag of biscuits or whatever, and then I would firstly discover if I had what he needed on hand or I would have to get, and then I would have to arrange to have it sent over. It was quite an interesting process, that.
Unlike today, go online.
Hopefully
you get the right bag.
Yes, and hopefully you get the right stuff. That's it.
So how long did you have Tony for?
Tony stayed with me from about October, November, 91 to just after Christmas, 99.
And you mentioned something in a previous podcast. You mentioned that as the time was getting closer to their retiring age, you felt that they pulled back.
They did. I mean, that I knew. I've always known that with my dogs, that when they start to be more aloof, and it's usually when they're 9, 10 years old, and they're probably got. Tony obviously wasn't seeing as well as he used to see, because we did discover that he was diabetic.
Right.
But he was living with his family then after retirement, and they did very well for him, which was great.
So how many? So he had what you were saying, 4 years.
About 4 years after he retired.
He had a happy life.
He had a happy life. He really did.
So, as we come to the end of today's episode, is there any sort of thing that we're sort of basically at the halfway point now?
We are, yes.
In this journey with you, is there anything sort of like at the halfway mark that you would, if someone sort of like we've gone through 5 dogs now, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5.
Yes,
5.
Yes. And the point is, this was the first one I was going to be. The next dog was going to be the first one we'd do domiciliary.
And what's domiciliary?
That means do it from home.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So it all changes. From about 2000 onwards.
Yes.
Yeah. Who are we going to meet next time?
We are going to meet what was termed one of my friends, a New Zealander friend, Mighty Monty from Manuira.
Oh boy, Mighty Monty from Okay, well that'll have to be the title for that one. Thank you very much, Merran, for sharing with us today, the laughs and the ups and the downs and that. And thank you, listener, if you've listened this far. And until next time, take care and bye for now.